Do you think AI is a threat to job security? That is what everybody is asking themselves. That's what we talk about today on the show. Hello and welcome to Globe Traktion. My name is Pasil Telewa. Today on the show, like I said, I sit down with Danny and Sara.
I think with these days, everything is getting faster and evolving even faster. Now there's something called AI, which is swiping off most of the fields. And journalists should be afraid of AI taking their jobs.
Yeah. Being a Gen Z, Sarah, no offense.
Am I?
This is work with Nas Daily, a content creator that has millions of followers all across social media, and we discuss about AI and how their content creation game has been, and what is it that you need to focus on. You need to start a podcast? Yes, that's what we also highlight. Make sure you join me and enjoy the show.
Danny, why do you think I need to be scared about losing my job as a journalist?
I think with these days, everything is getting faster and evolving even faster. Now there's something called AI, which is swiping off most of the fields. And journalists should be afraid of AI taking their jobs, but not afraid enough to not learn about it. So everyone keeps asking me the question, will AI replace us? My answer is, AI will not replace you, but AI plus a human will. So today you're interviewing me,
Yes.
and after this there's going to be a post-production, and there's going to be editing and publishing. So it involves more than 2-3 people to do this. But if you involve AI in this process, you could create 10 videos in no time. So for journalists, researchers, getting more information, pushing out more stories, you could do faster with the help of AI. So your job is in danger if you don't learn AI. If I'm a CEO of a journalism company, I would want to save money and get more results. So what do you think I will do?
What do you think you would do?
Exactly.
What will you do?
Yeah, I would make sure I would keep 2 people, train them on AI, and get them really better with what we do and produce more results, and let go of the others. I'm talking as a businessman, not as a content creator. Every business wants to make money and cut down on their expenses.
Yes.
It doesn't stop anyone from going through that path. So I would say journalists have to learn AI to become better at what they do and to save their jobs.
As a content creator, however, how do I ensure I stay in business? Because there's lots of competition going on anyways.
So 2 things that I learned during the last 2-3 years is, no matter how fast the content evolves, the value that you give for your audience is what makes you stay in the business. The world's most popular creator, YouTube, he doesn't create the best videos and stops there. He makes his videos better every single time. His last video is better than the previous one. So as a content creator yourself, if you have to stay in the business, you have to evolve better, do the research of what is working, what is not working, what is the trend in journalism, what are the other journalists that are doing well that you can learn from. How can you associate yourself with those journalists so they know, oh, she has worked with this journalist, maybe I should check her profile out. So in short, update yourself, associate yourself with someone that is really trending, learn from the best, don't try to reinvent the wheel, copy the best creators, and when you copy 50 to 60 times, 61st, 62nd time, you will start creating your own style. That is how you stay relevant, and that is how you stay in trend with the fast evolving series.
Everybody nowadays is a journalist, Danny. I'm not the only one. Plenty of them. However, when you hear me talk about everybody's a journalist, I'm talking about those bloggers, social media influencers, and whatever. How do I ensure that I'm also using AI to, in a creative, credible, accurate way?
Yeah. So I'm glad you touched on the points of everybody is a journalist, because I'm not in 20s, and I want to associate myself with creators that are really young.
Yes.
Because they create authentic, raw content without big production, and they tell the real story. Would I watch a seasoned journalist with the best production telling me the story that doesn't interest me? Or would I watch a Gen Z that creates amazing videos and stories from a house? I would choose the latter. So what I would tell for the seasoned journalist is use AI, learn from younger creators, that are creating styles that associates with the latest trend, and make sure you also produce content that is working now. We all think, oh, I'm a very big journalist. I can create amazing content. No one is looking for an amazing content, produced content. They're looking for interesting, clear, and actionable content. Can journalists do? If they do, they stay relevant.
Something very quick about racism, quote in quotes. When you go to AI search the most beautiful woman in the world, or perhaps search, a successful black doctor treating a white patient, you're likely not to get, as accurate information. Depending on your description. Yeah, tell me about, feeding AI and what content is available on the market.
So if you go on the internet and search for the AI, a
Yeah.
specific term, the most beautiful women in the world,
Yeah.
or the most handsome man in the world, it will give you a picture where
Of
the
a white
internet is
woman.
a white woman
Yeah.
or a Caucasian man, because that is how the internet search has trained in a way. So if I try to generate an image using Midjourney or any other AI generation software, it will give me a similar image. But I have the power to fine tune the prompt to get the desired result they want or I want. So what am I doing? I'm training the AI to produce a different result.
Yeah.
When I train that AI again and again on a result that I want, and millions of people like me train an image, the most handsome man or the most beautiful women, it doesn't matter what gender, what color, it's not going to be one all the time. It's going to keep changing. So racism is defined by those who don't affect it. Those who affect it, they see racism differently. It can affect emotionally, psychologically, physically, and all of these things. Racism exists everywhere in a country full of white people, in a country full of black people, in a country full of brown people. It is not between white and black and brown. No, it exists everywhere. And my 2 cents for everyone that is facing in the field of AI, take that extra effort to train the AI for the output that you want, for the output you desire. If you complain and don't take action, it doesn't make any difference. I'm an action taker. You as a journalist, I wish you to take the action as well.
Quick content creation 101. I want to ensure my content is viewed by millions of followers, and I'm going to come back to that later. But this particular lesson, quick things that people need to know to have, to ensure that their content gets the best views ever.
Research and find the best creator in your niche. Try to nail down these 5 creators, break down their style. What is the hook?
Yeah.
What is the storytelling style? What is the call to action they have? Pick 3 creators that resonates with you. Read them day in and day out. Write like a storyboard. First shot is this. This is the word he uses. Take that same style, use it for your video. Keep producing consistently. People think if they produce one video, miraculously, they're going to get millions of followers. Consistency is the key to growing on social media. If you are a new creator starting today, create more short videos that are visually very impactful and creative.
Yes.
That is also, you add some sound effects to create that visual hook and add some basic transitions, and most on top, see what is working now. And if you produce that for 50 days, it's a good start. 100 days, it's a good start. Remember, content creation is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So if anyone is telling, I'll make you this in this many days, you can learn some skill, most likely it won't happen for you. So my 2 cents, be consistent, learn from the best creators, have a system, and produce content that works. Do not experiment initially. Experiment when you get to that stage.
I was scared about AI and losing my job. What are the things that we should be scared about AI that would happen in the future?
Yeah.
Because we're just getting started, and you told me everything is getting advanced every other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with AI, you can create unlimited amount of content. Videos, pictures, images, writing.
Yeah.
But what makes you human is you. Most of the journalists, most of the people that are working for companies don't put themselves out. So what you should do is build your personal brand that AI cannot replace. When you build your brand, you open that door for a new job opportunity. When you build your brand, you get that promotion. When you build your brand, you start that business. With AI, you don't have to be scared because your brand is so powerful. You can keep building that brand and going forward and use AI to support for your growth rather than be afraid of it.
Great. You're working for one of the best social media influencers with more than 20 million followers across the globe, Nas Daily. What is it that you've learned, working with this particular brand?
You have to be amazingly passionate to create a global brand. Working with Nas Daily, one thing that he's always passionate is he wants to do better every single day. He just doesn't say this is enough. He says, what can I do better with X? What can I do better with Y? What can I do better with Z? And most importantly, he's constantly trying to improve himself. A simple example is a small, let's say a young adult studying Harvard school and then working for a small company, decides to quit his job, and he decided one thing: I'm going to create 1,000 videos for 1,000 days. And now 8 years into the business, he's still doing challenges: 6 months of fitness challenge, 1 month of religion challenge. What he is doing is publicly putting himself, saying that I commit, I take that social responsibility.
Yes.
He's holding himself accountable. How many of us here are ready to do that? The thing that you should learn from Nas Daily is he's publicly building a business, publicly building his brand. He is having the accountability of saying, I'm going to do this. He has the pressure that he has to do it, and he delivers every single time. So for youngsters, if you want to do it, promise something in public, hold yourself accountable, do at least something consistent for 100 days. When that works, turn that to 500 days, turn that to 1,000 days, then you have a business in hand. You become a better creator.
Besides that, what do you think has made him outstanding? Because there are other lots of, YouTubers doing amazing, great things. The example of Mr. Beast, of course. Yeah. What do you think, cuts the niche for him?
I think the very important thing what we all adore is ability to break down the most complex subject into the simplest way possible.
Yeah.
What that does to you is, we all think everyone speaks English and everyone don't. So he's able to reach to the people whose second languages are English. He's like, this man here is this. He's not saying it's the fancy word of the most complex. No, he doesn't speak that way. So he's breaking down the most complex issues into the shortest and simplest form. And second, he's inspiring people with stories that changes the world. So when you do this on a consistent basis, you stand out, you become a leader, you inspire people. I think that's what makes him stand out.
And then I'm back to you again. You are one of the few people, of course, I've personally interacted with, who is not a white male working under, his brand. How is he working under his brand, from where you come from?
Yeah. To be honest, majority of the people working in the academy is non-white.
Yes. Oh, really?
Yes.
Non-white?
Yes.
Okay.
Majority
Yeah.
is non-white.
Yeah.
And that's why I can kind of associate with the company, is because it doesn't matter what the color of your skin is. What matters is how much value are you able to bring. I'm in Germany today, born in India, living in Finland, representing a global company. Did he think that what color I am? I don't think he did. I think, can this guy bring value to my brand? I'm going to send him representing a brand. To everyone across the globe, if you build your personal brand, show your value and worth, your colors don't matter, you will be recognized. But if there is a situation that you're not recognized, then you don't belong there, you don't associate yourself with them, get away.
Congratulations on your podcast. Yeah. How do you feel about the podcast game so far?
I think everyone should start a podcast for 3 reasons. Who's trying to build a brand has to start a podcast. First, you are going to interview people that usually are not willing to create content. They might be global leaders, they might be thought leaders. If you do research well and play your cards right, you will get the best content out of them. And when you post on channels like LinkedIn as a live event, and he accepts as a guest, let's say this guy has 100,000 followers, everyone gets notified that he is going live. In order for that to be done on LinkedIn, you have to pay $10,000 to do that.
Yeah.
But what am I doing? I'm doing it for free, number 1. Number 2, if you interview for 30 minutes and have good questions and good content and proper editing, you have 10 to 15 reels that can go out every day. Third one, you could 10x your content. What I mean, a long form video on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and probably Instagram Live. A short form video on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. You could convert that using AI into a blog. You could turn the best part into quotes. You can post images of that podcast and tell this is what this person talked about. How many forms of content you can do that? Not many. So there you go. Everyone can start a podcast and create content at the same time.
What was your wake-up call, Danny?
Working in a 9-to-5 job,
Yeah.
running from one place to another, waiting for the 31st of the month to get paid is a good thing for most of us. But when you get laid off, when you lose the job, when you have that uncertainty, when you have a family, things change so much. I'm not saying 9 to 5 is not good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying starting your business is the best thing. What I'm saying is when you build your brand, your 9 to 5 is more secure because everyone knows you. If one person leaves, the other person opens the door. For me, the wake-up call was when I got laid off. I gave my heart and soul to that company. They just let me go because of the financial status of the company. I still love the company. But where am I now? With nothing in my hand and struggling.
Yeah.
When I built my brand, I no longer have to struggle. Opportunities came to me, I didn't go to the opportunity. So that is why my wake-up call changed me to building my own brand.
Great. What do you have to tell content creators, especially somebody who is looking forward to just starting? Because they've been all comfortable in their 9 to 5, and so they're like, so where am I even supposed to begin from?
I don't think everyone has to be a content creator. I don't think everyone needs to build their personal brand. Some people are comfortable with a 9 to 5 without being known, being in the background. I tell this to people that I always care and say, nothing is permanent. That job that you're sitting now with a best salary will be gone, can be gone the next day. What is your backup? Only for that reason, start with the simplest channel available, LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You don't have to post videos. You don't have to post amazing reels. Start posting a small picture saying, this is my day at work, here is what I do. Then talk about the book you read. Talk about the memes that you love. Curate a content from your videos. Here's what a Kenyan journalist and a production company is doing. I was in their interview and I loved the interview. Their team was amazing. Start talking about that. When you keep talking consistently for a long period of time, you become a thought leader in that process. Even if someone lays off, others that watch you see the value, and when you apply for that job, they're like, oh yeah, I would like to interview you. That bit of extra confirmation of your future is what I would say content creators, people who are in 9 to 5 business, to start building their personal brand, so you don't have to worry about getting laid off. You don't have to worry about getting that promotion. You don't have to worry about starting a new business.
Thank you so much, Danny.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Sara, nice for you finding time to talk to me. And just a quick one. How did this, Croatian girl meet this Indian guy in Dubai? Totally different world for both of you. So how did this happen?
This is a very funny story. So first of all, thank you for having me. It's a very funny story because we both met through a guy called Nas Daily. Maybe you know him from social media.
Absolutely. Come on.
He has 65 million followers. Just kidding. But anyways, he was hiring people from all around the world who are passionate about teaching, about storytelling, content creation. And we both started working online. And then one day he said, hey guys, we're going to have this amazing summit in Dubai and I want you all to come. So everyone from all around, from Finland, Croatia, Germany, India, Mexico, everyone flew in. And for the first time, we worked for a year, 1.5. And then we finally got to meet. And I can tell you one thing, Danny's actually taller than I thought.
How tall did you think he was?
Like on camera, I feel like he looked smaller. I thought maybe he's a bit shorter than I don't know why I thought that, but actually he's taller than I.
Yeah. There's the complexity about working for such big brands. What are the challenges? Because people see the glam, they think it's all rosy. What has been the complexity for you?
Oh, that's a good one.
And please don't say bad so that you'll be fired, but be honest.
Oh my, I'll try. No, I think it's a great pleasure because the bigger the brand, the higher the pressure. But I don't think it's a bad thing because you know what they say about diamonds, they're built under pressure, right?
Yeah.
So in a short time, I've been with Nas Daily for 2.5, 3 years now, actually. And I feel like there was a lot of exposure to great content creators, people in the crypto world, people in the AI world, and lots of work, but also a lot of learning curves. I'm not even 30 yet, but I feel like I learned for a lifetime in that short time. Some people would say, it's too stressful, it's not for me, because I feel like when you work freely with other brands, you work all the time, but because it's your choice. And as you enjoy it, it doesn't feel like work. So some would say it's stressful, but I love it because it made me learn a lot, basically.
There is a bit about him being on several countries. He's been to Kenya and so many other countries across the globe. I don't know which country he's never been to yet. Perhaps it could be because of security reasons or whatever. But what is it as, the member of, the crew, I'd call it, would find it as a challenge when it comes to working for such a big brand, but also, the expectation of what you think about such, because I would assume he travels with an entourage. Yeah. So tell me about that.
About the traveling part?
Yes, about the traveling and, the entourage and, your expectations and thoughts about that.
I joined in a time where I was stuck in my house during COVID, and I feel like the furthest I could walk was to my garden.
Yeah.
So meeting Nas Daily, who's so passionate, and all the people from all around the world, Asia, Africa, Europe, every time we met online, it felt like we were there. And I think Nusair, aka Nas Daily, has the talent that although we're all so far away, that we're so connected. Like, it was not superficial, hello, how are you? It was, tell me, what are your dreams? What are your fears? What are you working on? And I feel like that's how we bonded. So coming back to Danny and all my other wonderful colleagues,
yeah.
I feel like although I met them for the first time, I feel like I've known them because Nusair creates that atmosphere that makes you feel like you've known each other forever. And I think I've never experienced that. Many companies struggle with that, bringing people together, having that actual connection. So I wouldn't say it was a challenge. It felt like I was traveling because all my colleagues are from different countries,
That is impressive. What is it that, has changed the way you do things, since you started to work with that particular brand?
I would say everything.
Yeah.
I've always had this thirst and curiosity for other nationalities, their traditions, their values, and so on. And I feel like I learned so many more languages. I was able to practice them, learn about the smallest villages somewhere in South America that I never heard about the craziest traditions and ways to celebrate or something that I just didn't know. I had the privilege to grow up with the Croatian and German culture, but as it's both in Europe, it's not too far. It's different, but it's closer than if I compare my cultures with, I don't know, like Latin America, South Africa, Namibia, Kenya, or So I think my greatest achievement was really getting to know so many different cultures and languages and living that in my day-to-day life without actually sitting with them on a table and doing it, like everything just happened online. It's crazy. The influence you can have online is insane.
What is your greatest fear, Sara? Because you're a young, confident lady. What is your greatest fear?
My greatest fear? To do this interview. No, just kidding.
Am I that scary?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Perhaps I have horns on my head or something.
You know what my greatest fear is?
Yeah.
And that's such a cliche. It's dying before I have achieved everything that I wanted.
Cheers to that.
Yes. Oh, I did it wrong.
Oh no, let's do it your way. Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, there are so many things I want to do. We live in a time where we have all these opportunities. We're all so connected. And I feel like life is like a buffet. And I want to make sure that on my plate, I had a piece of everything. So when I die, and I was dealing a lot with death recently, I don't want to lay there and think, I should have done that, And that's something I work on every day. And yeah, I feel like I do live to the fullest. Like, considering I'm here now, getting to know you guys, getting to know so many people from different countries. We had this workshop today with 30 plus countries. Amazing. That's life for me.
So tell me about your recent death experience.
Oh, I had two close people dying, one of them being my father, unfortunately.
I'm so sorry about that.
But it makes you think, it really makes you think, how could I live my life differently? What were their regrets, what were they saying, their last words? and you realized it was not, oh, I enjoyed my life too much, or I should have worked more. No one ever said that.
Yeah.
It's more, I should have
It was
traveled
fun.
more, I
Yes.
should have indulged more, I should have worried less. And I think that's something, I guess I was privileged at this young age to learn and to really go for every opportunity that comes my way. Yeah.
You have this 9 to 5, job, Sarah, besides, what you do. Tell me about it, and have you made a decision yet to keep sticking around the 9 to 5 job? Yeah.
It depends. I hope my boss is not watching. I'm just kidding. My boss says. No, but in all seriousness, I started off with a freelancing business when I was a student. So I started off with Nas Daily and also had other clients that I worked with. And I enjoyed it so much. But I thought, let's try 9 to 5. Like, let's see how that's like.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good mix. Like during the week, I have my serious 9 to 5, and I'm all in for that. But then on the weekends, I have this adventurous life. So my 9 to 5 gives me the financial stability, and the weekends and my free time, I just have to go and travel, explore, do public speaking events, workshops, whatever it is, work with Nasir on new videos, create new content. Yeah, so far it's a good mix, but maybe ask me in 2 years.
Yeah,
it might
if
be
it's
different.
yeah. Being a Gen Z, Sarah, no offense.
Am I?
What advice do you have for Gen Z? Perhaps 3 things they need to know?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what I realized? I think Gen Z has great talent and creativity. I love that they think out of the box and they don't care about traditions like you have to do it this way and just that way and don't try new things. I love that they are innovative. But what they could learn from the older generation, like their parents or even grandparents, is the consistency. I think a lot of people start something, they see the numbers, they get excited, but as soon as they realize, oh, that's actually a lot of work, and maybe I wanted to go for a party or just sleep or watch a movie, and I think that's the thing, like, use that innovation and creative energy you have, but be consistent and disciplined. And that's something I've observed also with my students. They come very motivated, then they realize how much work it is. And not everyone finishes, or some say, you know, I wanted to create a business, but now I'm happy I have a 9 to 5. That's very interesting. So yeah, I think that would be my best advice.
Consistency.
Sorry?
Consistency.
Consistency and discipline.
Discipline.
And life is not always joyous, and you won't always enjoy it. Like, even if it's something you love, you won't always enjoy it. Maybe you had a bad day, maybe something happened in your life, maybe you're just feeling lazy. And be consistent still.
Thank you so much for your time. And I really appreciate it. It's a pleasure meeting you, in real life.
Likewise.
Yeah. And I hope you can make me one of your Nas dailies. 10
Nice
things
meeting
you didn't know about Kwasil Selewa. Thanks
Love
so
it.
much, Sarah.
Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy your stay.
With their extensive travel and interaction with people all across the world, you can hear their insights on what they had to say. And I hope you learned 1 or 2 things. Many thanks for joining us today for the show. Make sure you join us again next Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Kenyan time only on KTN News. And if you have a story to share with us, please don't hesitate. Write to us through Globe Traktion at standardmedia.co.ke or DM us on our social media platforms at Globe Traktion or at KTN News KE. You can also tap that follow button to me on my social media platforms at Kwasil Selewa on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube for more behind the scenes. But until then, I hope to catch up with you again soon, same time, same place. Bye-bye for now.